Trader, and here we are looking at MJNA again. What a beast this one's been, and the chart continues to hold up and continues to look good. But again, like I've done in the past, before I even get to the chart, I want to point out real quick that MJNA has put out news. This is Yahoo that we're looking at, but if you go to Yahoo, Google, MarketWatch, any of those websites, they put this out during the day. So I'd encourage you to go check this out. And of course, with all the voting and stuff, yesterday, Colorado and a couple of those other states, lots of interesting dynamics. But because this is a charting video, we're going to focus more on the charts. But I did want to point this out. So again, Google Finance, Yahoo Finance, any of those, check that out. So here we are looking at the chart. The last time I did it was a weekly chart, but we are back on the daily. And there's a couple things that I want to point out. First off, chart still looks fine. Why do I say that? Well, if we look at our 4 moving averages, you can see that our short-term ones, medium-term, and long-term one, all sloping upwards, all have nice spacing between them. So when you look at that and see the nice separation and nice upward slope to them, bullish on all accounts. So overall chart is still bullish. And with today's action, big volume, and this kind of leads into our first point. There is some profit taking and selling right up here in this zone here between 14 and up to that 16-cent mark. You can see that multiple times the price has been up in this area, but has never been able to quite close up in those areas. It's gone up there, but by the time the closing bell has come around, it's closed below there. This isn't a bad thing. It's just, that's the definition of resistance. But these two levels, which kind of form what we'll call a resistance zone, are what you need to keep your eye on. And with a break of 16 cents, that's going to launch the chart back into blue sky breakout territory. But what I found interesting today and bullish in a sense was, sure, I know everybody would have probably liked to see the close up there, but as I've already talked about, there's definitely some profit takers sitting up in this area. But this upwards wick here on this candle was kind of pictured as like a cleansing process. It pushed up there, people sold into it, sold, and then sold it back down. So all those people that wanted to sell up here were selling during this whole period. And although the price did close down there, picture this as, like I said, as a cleansing process. Push up there, let people that wanted to sell, and with any further pushes back upwards to this, it should be much easier trekking now that today's day. And it was so important because when you combine that with the volume, big volume, a lot of people were able to sell up here. This area kind of got cleansed, quote unquote, and with any further pushes back upwards, hopefully this will be much easier tracking, and the 16-cent break will be right around the corner. So kind of a minor thing, but not really minor when you think about it, because some people can get discouraged with things like this. But as long as the price holds up like it's been, and when the overall context is bullish, I just look at something like that as kind of a win-win for everybody. People got shares, people got to sell shares that they wanted to up in this area, but because those people sold and got out, now it's going to be the path of least resistance is becoming more and more easier with every push up into this area. In terms of supports, pretty straightforward. We have the 10-day moving average right here that's been doing a great job recently of holding as support. But if that doesn't hold, then you have its bigger brother down here, the 20-day moving average, also the middle Bollinger Band, and then you have previous highs. So definitely the path of least resistance is upwards, because you got to just get through 16 and then you're in blue sky breakout territory. Whereas on the flip side, trying to go back down and you have supports all over the place. So it's one of those where the saying, the path of least resistance is up, definitely pertains to the situation. Finally, I've already touched on this, but watch volume. The more volume that's in this, the more it represents of people being interested in it. Clearly, lots of eyeballs on it today, so we'll have to see how that continues this week. But with another big volume day, I don't think 16 cents is going to be up here much longer. But one step at a time. Just got to keep working on this base here and forming the higher lows like it's been doing, and it should be good for everybody involved. So overall, though, I'm going to end the chart that just like I started out. Look at these moving averages, whether you're short term, medium term, or longer term. They're all sloping upwards, so the chart is bullish. And don't take my word for it. Just look at these moving averages. That's telling the story. So if there are any other questions on the chart, though, please let me know. If not, one more time, this was MJNA. Thanks for listening.